Hello, and welcome along to episode 112 of the Don McKaylee sponsored A View from Section C. Senior, with a little bit of a change of scenery this week.
Yes, Junior. I've went all Britney Spears again. I've got the headphones on again. Yeah, as you could probably work out, I'm on the back shift this week. So I'm taking my dinner break again early so I could do the podcast with you. And I'm hoping it's just a random back shift, by the way. Right?
Yeah.
I got used to not doing the back
pick and
shift.
choose what you want. So
yeah, you better believe it. I was yeah. If it does mean we're back on shifts, you know what, the run was it lasted well, but yeah, I'm hoping that I might get another wee run at just doing earlys and days again after this one. This is just get what, Junior, they needed Arce's kicked, so they had to call on the big boss. Says it all.
are you still waiting on them, like, huh?
He's coming in soon.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, how are you?
I'm okay. Busy, but yeah, hey ho.
Yeah.
Nothing else for that, is there?
No. I did something the other night, actually.
Oh, did you?
No,
Congratulations.
I was going to put it on the screen and everything, but I tried this new brew thing, a new beer, rather than the old ale kind that I usually have.
Oh right, yeah. The old ale. Yeah.
Speaking of old ale, Alex
Speaking of
Oldale,
old ale.
we're due to play Manchester again soon. I heard
know.
Lara's really looking forward to seeing him.
know.
But yeah, so I had some new brew yesterday.
New brew
instead of that
old ale.
Yeah. But we know that Lara doesn't like that new brew. She prefers that old ale. So
she prefers she prefers the old ale to the new brew.
Yeah, she does that. She does that. Let's get started with the show then. It's the MBE Balloting Services sponsored two-way watch. So, Senior, only a couple of games for our discussion from last weekend. Aberdeen Lynx had a home win versus the North Ayrshire Wild by 4-2. Gary Kelly out for the rest of the season. So I saw it on Instagram, dropped me a message as well, commenting on it. He's taken the decision just to take the rest of the season off with these the concussion symptoms that he's had throughout the season. Obviously, really disappointing for him. He came off a really good year with Aberdeen last season. He went with the Rockets, signed a 2 with the Stars, had got a couple of opportunities in pre-season. Martineau then, does a fucking stupid hit in pre-season and taxed the laddie out for near enough half of the year. So, unfortunately, Gary is now out for the rest of the season as he focuses on recovering and hopefully coming back even stronger next season. So, our thoughts, obviously, with Gary for the injuries that are still lingering, and hopefully that he's back and, as we say, just stronger than ever next season, and pushes on for maybe some regular ice time with the Stars. Obviously, depending on where he is, he might be Aberdeen next year or not, we don't know, but there as well. So, 4-2 win, no Gary Kelly. There was no points for Rowan. And there was a split game for the goalies in this one. Been a long time since I've seen goalies it was 30 odd minutes. It was like 30 minutes and 2 seconds or something in 29 minutes and however many seconds for.
Yeah, that's normally a pre-season thing, that, is it?
Yeah. So it's been a while since I've seen that. So Dom had 8 saves on 8 shots. In his 29 minutes of ice time. So half a game shut out for him. But a 4-2 win for the Aberdeen Lynx. Kirkcaldy Kestrels were at home to our very good friends from Kilmarnock, the Thunder, and they beat them by 8-2. Again, no Josh still, assuming that he is out for the season. That is all on two-way watch. However, we will come into Rockets talk. Senior, there was no game for the Rockets at the weekend. However, there was a big result in the league at the weekend in the fact that the Edinburgh Capitals lost at home in a shootout to the famous Paisley Pirates by 4-3. Big result considering what's at stake this weekend.
Big result, big shock for me. You know, I think if you put the league table up, I think Paisley are 5th. So there you go. And Edinburgh, we'd have probably fancied their chances against them, and we'd have probably thought that, no an easy 2 points. It'd be a difficult 2 points, but it would be 2 points all the same, eh?
Yeah.
So it lines up this weekend nicely.
It does. So it's a Paisley and Kirkcaldy obviously battling out for that 5th and 4th spot. Aberdeen obviously competing for that 2nd place against Edinburgh. Edinburgh are obviously hoping for basically a miracle and that the Rockets lose all their games to the end of the season now. But yes, top of the league, the Rockets, 37 points through 20 games, which leads us on to the home game this Saturday, the 1st of March. Dundee Ice Arena, the Dundee... I can't believe I'm even actually saying this, Senior. The Dundee Rockets against the Edinburgh Capitals. Pretty much the league decider. The Rockets win at the weekend. They win on Saturday. They win the league. Star season ticket holders, get your backsides down. 2 adults for £20 if you pay at the door only. If you want to avoid disappointment and are happy just to pay the extra few quid, then go on the Rockets Facebook page for the link to tickets in advance. You get it through the Fan Base Club app. I think it's 12 quid for an adult. So you're saving yourself £4 season ticket holders if you go down early enough and get tickets. But that place is going to be busy.
I'll be busy. Especially because the Stars are in Nottingham on Saturday. So I think some fans will travel to Nottingham, but it's not going to be one of those where there's going to be sort of hundreds going. So I think this will be probably the biggest crowd of the season. I think Edinburgh will bring through a big support. And the Rockets will have their normal support, plus probably a few hundred Dundee Stars fans. So it's building up nicely. And as you say, if the Rockets win, that's it. If the Caps win, it'll just keep rolling. But I think it'll be a miracle if the Rockets don't win the league now. I think they only need 2 points. And I think one of the games is against Kilmarnock. And without tempting fate, you probably think that they would win that game. But it would be good if they won it on home ice this weekend. It would be fantastic.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and probably beating the what has been their biggest rivals all season for it. Although Aberdeen, it's been really good contests against Aberdeen as well. I think Aberdeen's kind of consistency in their form this year has kind of dipped away throughout. So Edinburgh's probably been your next biggest consistent team. Feeling a bit of pressure last weekend, possibly to keep it going as long as they can. But it'll be good to potentially watch Hutchie win his 2nd piece of silverware at DIA. I'm trying to think. Senior Tony Hand won the league and the playoffs. Yeah. Did he win anything else?
Can't remember.
Don't think he did. Don't think he did. Roger won the playoffs as a head coach on his own.
Yep.
Didn't he win too much in the SNL years? Hutchie then also won the conference and we've not won a Challenge Cup. So Hutchie could become in that ice rink in this Dundee hockey era. Hutchie could become the 2nd most silverware winningest coach in Dundee hockey.
I know.
A trophy with the Stars, a trophy with the Rockets, and then could be more with
the Scottish Cup,
with the Scottish Cup and the playoffs.
Yeah,
So
yeah. He did say when he was on the podcast, he did say they were going for the treble.
Yeah.
I didn't see it to his face, but I did say that was, it is a bit ambitious. First season, you'd have took maybe 1 or 2 out of the 3, but they were going for the 3. They've got the squad to win the 3.
Yeah.
But it is very tough to win everything.
Yeah.
They've got to be at it every game, every shift. And all they've got is they've got 60 minutes to get the league title in the bag, and then they could settle down again and then just wait till either the cup or the playoff comes round first, whatever comes round first, and then go again for another 60 minutes.
Yeah.
And then whatever in comes after that, so just Jeff will be the same. Jeff will be the old adage, we'll just take one game at a time.
Yeah. Also, I do say that in jest about Tony and Jeff. Obviously, with Rab Brown's obviously and John Gordon have also won numerous trophies with the Comets over the years. I think they did the three-peater at one point. Barry Carnegie, I think, won a few trophies as well in Dundee. So I do jest about that. But yeah, it'll be good to see Hutch. And also ex-Stars players as well. Robbie Hill, Sam McCluskey, Cam, JD, Lewis McIntosh, God, even guys that played in the SNL years, Billy Baxter and everything. There's names that I'm gonna not have mentioned there. But it'd be good to see all those former guys that have played in Stars teams, SNL, BNL. And we do say BNL because John is that old. How old is he now, Senior?
Listen, I'm not getting into the age of John Dolan. I'll get a message. I'm not getting into that. That's me done.
But yeah, BNL, Elite League eras and stuff. So that we've got a lot of former Stars players in that team. And also, I say Stars, the senior team, a lot of Stars junior players throughout that roster as well.
Yeah.
And still currently part of Stars, the Stars development. And guys like Jaden Baxter and stuff. So yeah, it'll be good to see it, and hopefully we get the win and we get to see them lift the trophy on Saturday. So, Senior, honourable mention for this week, and I believe that you've got the honourable mention this week.
See, my honourable mention this week is for Andy McCartney.
Oh, woo! I need to get Dean to send me that clip so I could just play it on here now and again. Woo!
My honourable mention is for Andy McCartney. And the reason that I'm giving it to Andy, right, is Andy nearly took a penalty for the team.
He did. He nearly did.
Saturday. Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah.
He nearly took one for the team. By announcing how long there was left to go in the period. But Mr. Craig took offence to that for some reason. All right? And probably pointed out that there's a big 70-inch telly stolen out of some pub in front of or something underneath the Stars TV gantry. And everybody could see it. But I think what the problem was for Mr. Craig, not everybody could see it. So I could see it. All our side could see it. But believe it or not, the people sitting underneath it and the people sitting to the sides of it couldn't see it. And I don't know what Mr. Craig's beef was with Andy for announcing it, because we've done it for the past 2 games. I don't see what the problem is. Why do we, at the end of the first and second period, say there's 2 minutes to go or 1 minute remaining in the period? Why do we announce that then? We didn't need to announce that. There's 2 big fucking clocks every season. It's ridiculous. I just couldn't figure out why he was chastised and about to take one for the team. Because, believe it or not, the announcer could actually get a 2-minute penalty from the official. He's the only part of the off-ice team that could get a penalty. Now, I wish we were really humping Guildford and Andy kept doing it just to get a penalty. Just to see what the call would be.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, and I said it on Saturday though, was that normal games, like you say, 1 minute remaining in the period, usually, like Andy will sometimes, if it's like the third period or something, 2:52 to go in the game. Let's get right behind your team. And
Yeah.
they've never said anything before about that.
No. So
I just,
what Andy should have done was every time the game stopped, just say 17 minutes, 32 to go in the first period. Let's get behind your Dundee Stars. 16 minutes, 42 seconds to go, and just keep doing that and see what would happen.
yeah.
But that's my honourable mention to Andy, because he nearly took one for this team.
Yeah. I just think Buddy Craig was having a bad day.
Yeah.
That's all it
Yeah.
was. That's all it was. Yeah. Okay then. 51 Corp sponsored game reviews. So talking about the weekend in that game. Guildford Flames were in town. Stars went 1-0 up through Dryden Dow, assist by Cam Kiley at 14:50. And then Guildford went and scored 6 unanswered goals. Daniel Tedesco at 15:07. Daniel Catenacci, 16:31. He then got his second at 25:36 on the power play. Ryan Tate at 43:51. Charlie Dodero at 47:45. Lewis Captain Hook at 51:10. And Cam Kiley with a consolation on the power play, assist by Yamamoto at 52:59. Before we talk about the game, I want to ask why Lewis Hook is not their captain. He should be their captain. I don't care who else that they could have they could have Connor McDavid on their team. But Lewis Hook should be captain, just so we can all shout Captain Hook.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And is that it?
Yeah, the game.
Honestly?
Pish.
Absolutely dreadful. Absolute dreadful. From 15 minutes and 7 seconds when they scored their first goal, it was absolutely dreadful.
Yeah.
Probably one of the worst performances we've seen for a while at home. And our home record isn't the greatest. I think we've now split our home record and our away record. I think it's the same now. And if you want to be challenging with these guys for 5th, 6th, that Guildford Flames, Coventry Blaze, teams like that's who you've got to be beating. Glasgow Clan, you've got to be beating them, especially on home ice. But we were just not at the races. I thought the first 14, 15 minutes, I thought we played really well. I thought we controlled it. Yeah, I thought it was a very good game up until that point. But as soon as they scored the first, which again comes after we score, right? You're talking what? I can't mind how many when we scored, but you're talking seconds or a minute after we scored.
Yeah, it was like what, 30 seconds?
There you go.
Not even that.
17 seconds.
17 seconds, yeah.
Yeah, and then a minute and 24. Did they go 2-1 up? So that is not good enough. And then after that, it was downhill after that. There was always only going to be one winner after that, and it was going to be the Guildford Flames, and they thoroughly deserved that win. They'll have not had an easier game against Dundee. In Dundee.
Yeah. So we'd outshot them 36-24. We outshot them 11-6 in the first, 14-7 in the second, and it was 11-all in the third.
Yeah.
But even then, it didn't feel like we were outshooting them because they had complete control of the game after that.
Yeah.
I thought
the first, as I say, the first 14, 15 minutes of the game, it felt like we outshot them a lot more than what we actually did.
Mm-hmm.
But in saying that, like, did the goalie have any miraculous saves? No, really. He done his job.
A couple of very good saves, but that was later on in the game.
It was one of those things that, like, I think Mark tells him, get it on the goal. Now, if you're going to put pucks on the goal, you've got to get people in front of the goalie. There's no point in putting pucks on the goal, not having anybody there for rebounds or people crashing the net. But that's the only thing I can say. It was really, really poor. I listened to Mark's interview. It was like any of them. It was a bad day at the office type of thing. We'll just forget about it. That's easier said than done. When people are paying good money, we'll just forget about it. It's okay for the players and the coach to forget about it. It's a bad day at the office. But as fans, it's no as simple as that, right? The fans are expecting effort and determination and fighting, but there was just nothing. Absolutely nothing. I know we were short of players. Elmer was out. Pouliot was out. What else was there?
What?
Yeah. Tonge and O'Brien.
Oh,
Never even.
they weren't
Yeah.
out.
Nah, they were, Junior. I'm telling you.
They, were,
It's on
they
Facebook.
weren't
They were
out.
out. And Alberga. So, you know
I
what?
know.
I actually thought we missed Alberga. I'm not his greatest fan, right? But when he played well, he did. He brought some into the team. His points show that he does stuff. And I think we missed him. You know, even he's the way he could read a game, the way he could cover for the D-man. If a D-man jumps up, he's the guy who always tends to cover if he's on the ice. And I think we missed Alberga. But I think even if Alberga had played, I think we'd have still been pumped. That was just one of those games that we were not winning. Piss poor performance,
Yeah. As I say, we went 1-0 up, and I just think we stopped playing.
Like
It's
70
just like we
seconds.
stopped.
It's ridiculous how many times this happens. And I know ice hockey is a fast game, and teams could score, and then the next team scores, but I really wish that when it started speaking about this, I wish it kept stats on this now, because I love a stat, and that would be a fantastic stat to have. How many games that when we've scored, teams have scored within, say, 30 seconds of us scoring? It's mental, absolutely mental.
Yeah,
but yeah.
A wee shout out, and I'm going to attempt it here, Senior. Right, I'm going to attempt it. Shout out to Vitas Lukosivius, the ref, who obviously got the puck. I thought it was a puck to the nuts to begin with, to be fair, the way he went down.
I thought
like,
it was his hand, just the way he went.
It was almost like it's like he grabbed his balls, but it was obviously just him putting his wrist in at his body. The rumour is it is a broken wrist on the puck getting swung round. Also just hits him and he fucking collapses. The main person there, Early Bev, on the ice, getting it sorted in the changing room. But yeah, hopefully all okay with Vitas, and it's nothing too bad, and it's a speedy recovery for him and back on the ice again. And you don't get to see him very often because what I think he's over Belfast way, is he?
He does a lot of Belfast games.
Yeah, I think he's over that way. So, speedy recovery to him. Senior, we got this game completely wrong. You said 4-3 stars in overtime. I said 3-2 in overtime. It's a 6-2 loss. Man of the match.
Was that? You know what? I would probably agree with the sponsors. I thought Cam Kiley. I thought he took his goal very well on the power play.
Oh, that's the first one for him.
But I think overall, I thought he was probably about the most consistent out of everybody. And although he would probably tell you he wasn't his best either, but he was probably about the best of a bad lot, being honest with you.
I don't think anyone deserved it after we scored. So I'm going to base it on the only 15 minutes where we played well, and I'm going to give it to Ben O'Connor.
Okay.
Because I generally thought up until that point Ben was actually very, very good.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I thought Ben was good up until that point, but then, like everybody else, I think
it fucking just went wrong.
It just went wrong, yeah.
So 0 points from what we were hoping were going to be 2. We then got Coventry. I think we're all expecting the worst. A fair amount of travelling supporters went down to Coventry. I was getting messages asking from Jamie, it's a long few. what section do we sit in Coventry? I was like, mate, it's been that long that I can't mind. I just know that we used to sit behind the goal. But if you are there, make sure you've got plenty of drink with you if it's going to be anything like last night. And I seen your comment for Stella the same.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then it transpired like this. So, Stars opened the scoring through Alex Robert, assisted by Cam Kiley and Ben O'Connor at 12:32. Michael Regish equalised at 17:01. Stars then took a foothold in the game. Zach Sekos, assisted by Dow and Sonch in the power play at 27:31. Ben then scored to make it 1+1 on the night at 32:53 on the power play, assisted by Cole McDonald, had a farm. Zach Sekos then made it 4 in the third period, assisted by Nas, 47:17, and then a consolation goal through Chase Gressick at 52:07 on the power play, giving Stars a 4-2 victory. And Senior, before we talk about the game, we have to mention one thing. Big Benny,
yeah.
EIHL all-time leading assists for a defenseman. And a lot of people will probably go and I'll be saying when they put up about who you overtook, was that? But overtaking Jonathan Weaver to now be the all-time leading assist. And for people that don't know who Jonathan Weaver is, what a fucking player that boy was. And unfortunately played for Fife as well.
Yeah, and you know what? Jonathan Weaver, they're saying that he's all-time leading assist for a D-man, right?
Yeah.
When Jonathan Weaver first started, Jonathan Weaver was a forward.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with you, though. What an absolute player he was, Jonathan Weaver. But listen, and I know that a lot of people are saying, but Ben, like, it's no as if he's done it for Dundee, right? Teams celebrate. I watched the NHL this morning, and Ryan Suter played 1,500 games in the NHL.
Yeah.
And he's playing for the St. Louis Blues, and he got a wee thing from the St. Louis Blues before the game. He's not played the 1,500 games for St. Louis. He's been at Nashville, he's been at Minnesota, he's been at Dallas, and now he's at St. Louis. And it's the same for Ben, right? He's not got all these assists playing for the Dundee Stars, but he's achieved it. That point that made him the leading assist D-man got it when he was playing for the Dundee Stars. So I think we should celebrate it.
Absolutely, we should.
You know what? The fans are 50-50 on Ben O'Connor, right? A lot of people know how I feel about Ben O'Connor. I think Ben O'Connor's still a good player, right?
Yeah.
And if we play to Ben's strengths, then we're a better team. And one of the things that makes us a better team is put him on the power play and let him stand on that blue line and just slide the puck to him and just let him fucking bomb it at the goal. And look what happens.
Yeah.
So I've got to do. It causes absolute fucking chaos.
I had a little bit of a back and forward with someone on WhatsApp about this, saying they were saying it's about fucking time he's done it. And as I said, listen, Cole McDonald's finally gave him a good pass on that blue line. That's all it's come down to. I said, listen, you need to give him the good pass or the right pass at the right time for him to get that shot away. You know, and it then came back the comment of, well, he should have scored the slap shot against Clan in overtime.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he should have, but the goalie saved it. And
he probably and Ben would say he probably should have scored.
But it's one of those ones. But listen, as you say, NHL, you know, it's been done in the past. I think Ottawa as well. Ottawa had somebody that played one game for them, and they're recognised as his team for getting that one game during those however many games that he's played. No, absolutely. Ben, listen, we've shouted abuse at Ben over the years. We've celebrated Ben this season and had a bit of a laugh while I'm on and off the ice when he's been with other clubs as well. But absolutely, I think we should celebrate it. Not only just because he's a Stars player, but for GB Ice Hockey, that it's a British player that's done it and no an import that's been here for a number of years. So, you know, absolutely, you should celebrate it. But So well done,
effort by the
Benny.
guy.
Congrats.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
2 points, senior.
congrats. Yeah. That I was what I say that, and congrats to the team, because I'll tell you that for me, that was an unexpected 2 points, considering what happened 24 hours in front.
Yeah.
Night and day.
Yeah.
Again, here we go with the consistent inconsistency. You know, you lose 6-2 at home to Guildford with a piss poor performance, and then you go to Coventry and put in, from all accounts, a very, very good performance to beat a good Coventry team.
Mm-hmm.
You will though get the comments, and I have seen a couple of them about the goalies. I didn't think Sabo was that bad against Guildford. I really don't. And they gave him the night off, and Big Jarrett goes in and wins in Coventry. It now gives Mark a headache again now.
Yeah.
What happens in Nottingham?
Yeah.
See for me, right? I would go the goalie with the hot hand. That's why I would go with. I would go with Jarrett against Nottingham and see what happens in Nottingham. If he wins in Nottingham, he goes against Sheffield again. If he gets beat or he gets pumped, but he's maybe got beaten, but he's played really, really well, it still went with him. But you look at his stats for Sunday night, it was something like 94.47% or something, save percentage.
Yeah.
And he's not played for a couple of weeks. You know, so
Yeah.
kudos to Big Jarrett for going in and backstopping him. But yeah, well, probably well deserved 2 points, but a very welcome 2 points considering what happened on the Saturday.
Yeah. Big thing there being as well, Manchester losing after they won on the Saturday night, didn't they?
Yes.
They won on the Saturday.
Yeah, they beat Cardiff.
Yeah. So yeah, it was, as you say, it was much welcome.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, Junior. Sorry.
What?
Just going back to that. It was another 2 goals for Zach Sekos. We need him signed for next season, by the way.
Sponsored by Nails by Stacey XO.
Yeah.
Anyone remember the XO?
Player.
Absolutely is. So go back to this one, because I always like to bring in the old one so we can see the goals for and the goals against now and again to see where we've been at. So Fife picking up a very welcome 2 points in limiting Glasgow Clan to 1 on Sunday night. So Flyers bottom 10 points through 40 games. I think they might just be out of the playoffs now. I don't think they're going to make it, senior. Manchester in 9th, 29 points through 40 games. Stars in 8th, 38 through 42, meaning that we are now 9 points clear of the Manchester Storm. Haven't played 2 games extra. 3 points back.
And we've still to play them twice.
Yep, and see Alex Oldell. 3 points back off the Glasgow Clan, who are in 7th on 41 points through 40 games. Coventry and Guildford both on 47 points and played 42 games. Cardiff in 4th, being pulled into that place of 4th, 5th and 6th after sitting top of the league for a number of weeks at the start. 48 points through 39 games. Nottingham in 3rd, 55 points through 41. Sheffield and Belfast still unchanged in 2nd and 1st, 58 points and 63 points. Both now clinched their spots in the playoffs. But yeah, Cardiff, not looking good, is it?
Oh, they've went in free fall, have they? They're went in free. He'll be sacked.
Do you want to know the funny thing about it?
You know what? Pete will not be in Glasgow. Pete will not be in Cardiff next year.
He'll be in Glasgow.
Might be in Glasgow. But I'll tell you, I'd love him to be in Dundee.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow.
Yeah.
It depends what Pete Russell you get. If you get arsehole Pete Russell, absolutely not. If you get Pete Russell who wants to come coach and coach a winning team, yes.
I'd have Pete Russell.
There's a lot of stories about Pete Russell for players that he's
not caring.
Well, you do, because you've got an unhappy roster. You didn't have a winning team, do you? He'll be in Cardiff. We've
got a happy roster and we're no winning.
Oh, did we though?
Well,
do we though?
yeah.
The rumour is obviously one of them's left.
Yes. Rumours. Yes.
There's also rumours that Alex Tonge is out injured and O'Brien's out injured.
Nah, come on now, stop that.
No,
They're no,
Quiva said on the supporters page that they're out injured. I didn't believe it, but she said they're out injured.
I've not seen it.
Quiva, I hope you listen to the show. To let you know, we've been at the wind up like the last couple of days on that post, and I can't believe somebody bit at it as well.
Yeah.
It was an absolute wind up. I was doing a Reece Sharp and a fucking Gus. But yeah, I go back to Cardiff. It's funny. One of the things that a lot of them have said is that it's been ever since Riley Brandt went out injured that they've went in free fall. I was like, surely no, he's pish.
I wouldn't think so.
I wouldn't think so, but you never know. Senior, take it away.
Yeah, good, the bad, and the ugly. So we've probably touched on a couple of things, Junior, as we've went through the reviews. But the good, and I've got it back again, Junior, is back. Bounce back ability against the Coventry Blaze away. Yeah, always love a bounce back ability win. So that's a good, because for me it was totally unexpected. I thought we would lose prior to the game, and then that went even higher after the performance against Guildford. So yeah, that's the good. The bad is the performance against the Flames from 15:07 onwards. And I say that when we done the review, probably one of the worst performances I've seen at home for a while. The ugly, believe it or not, right, and we've just sort of touched on it there, is Alberga, right? And it's the lack of news from the club regarding specific players. Now, if they're injured, I can understand that they don't want to do anything. But by all accounts, Alberga is gone. The locker's empty. The bags are packed. He's away home. If that's the case,
are they though?
just come out and tell me.
But that's the thing. Are they? Like someone mentioned to me that he was gone. And I trust that source.
I was
I've
the
known him
same.
for years.
I was the same.
But
Somebody
then,
told me he'd gone, and I thought, well, he's maybe gone. He's maybe went home to get rehab back at home.
and then come
No,
back.
the locker's empty, is what I got. The locker's empty, and I'm thinking.
And then I heard it from other people that I'm like, you're not really someone who is a reliable source. Like you don't usually say that about players. Oh, they're gone. I've heard this person's gone. People that I've never even, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but people I've never even heard of at the rink. Like there must be a newer fans that you see on the supporters page, and they've said that he's gone, and I'm like, well, how would you know that? But it's
so
just
that's
again,
that's
it's rumours though. It's rumours.
Well,
we don't know if it's true or not.
So that's how I'm saying. Then everybody knows, or everybody sees what's going on. You know, come out with an announcement. Just say, you know what? You didn't have to say. You don't have to disclose what the injuries are. Just say they're injured.
Yeah.
Or if he has gone, just come out and announce that he's gone. Because you know, if he's gone, then he's gone. That's it. There's nothing we could do. There's nothing anybody else could do. If he's going to come back, then fine. But again, just keep the fans involved with some of the things that go on. They done it with Alex Tonge. They say that Tonge was out injured, right? They say
Is this the one back in November?
Yeah, and they were hoping for a speedy recovery. Wow, that is some speedy recovery, I'll tell you, because he's still no back. And then, and everybody knew what happened with Brogan, right? But again, there's silence on Jake, and there's rumours about Jake. But it is an injury. Is he going to come back? Is he not coming back? Just say he's on injured reserve. Say something.
Yeah.
You know.
But again, I understand why. You know, it's still that if you're away to play Nottingham Sheffield this weekend, for example, it's the unknown. of, well, Jake Elmer's been at the last few weeks, but they've no said anything, so he might be back this week. Okay, so we'll need to prep for him being in the lineup, or we'll need to prep for him not being in the lineup. You know what I mean? Like as an away as the opposing team. So it's that limbo of them not unknowing.
Listen, I understand that we Elmer, right? But I think if Alberga has gone, then I think the club
just say it.
Just announce it. Just tell everybody he's gone, and just he's decided he's left because of X, Y, and Z, and that would be it. So, but that's my ugly. It's about the only thing I could come up with. Anything else would just be piss poor performances against Flames.
Okay, thank you, Senior.
You're welcome.
Time to review our games for this weekend. So, Liam Mean Tattoo sponsored game preview. We are away to the Nottingham Panthers on Saturday. Not that we really care, because we'll be at the rink watching the Rockets and celebrating them winning the league. And then on Sunday, we're at home to the Sheffield Squealers, our good friends, traffic cones, orange bastards, whatever you want to call them, especially that boy Neil that I know. But yeah, Saturday, first off, Nottingham, sitting pretty in third just now.
I'm not looking forward to this weekend.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Listen, I'll be honest, the only way it gets tougher is if you put Belfast in there. That's the only way it gets tougher.
Yeah.
It's probably the toughest you could get. I'm going to be brutally honest. I think we'll get beaten both games. I think you can imagine what I think my score will be against Sheffield. But Nottingham, Rio Grande's suddenly turned up as a fantastic netminder.
Rio?
Yeah, Jason Grande. Rio Grande. It's a cowboy thing, Junior, right? You know what I mean? It's wasted. Absolutely wasted on you.
Well, no, it's not. It's just a very
Rio
good
Grande.
joke. But also, you do actually know that his sister is Ariana.
Yes, I know his sister's Ariana. I know that. Yeah.
So why not just actually call it the actual celebrity to it?
Nah, they're going to be that. People are going to be Googling that now, are they?
Absolutely they are. And they're going to say, is Junior talking shite? Here's a new segment for this week. Is Junior talking shite or not? Ariana Grande and Jason Grande of Nottingham are related. Okay, go away and have a look.
What is Ariana Grande's brother's name?
Yeah, Jason. So Jason is in my 3 players to watch this week. Obviously with the injury to what's his name, Ryan.
Bednar.
Is it Bernard? Is it Bednar or Bernard?
Bednar.
So Jason Grande, 2.01 goals against and 93.99 save percentage. 11 wins in 18 games for him. Didrik Henbrand, I can't even mention him. I mention him all the time, and he always scores against me. He is their top goal scorer with 21 goals this season. And a wee bit of not a wild card, but I don't usually mention him as much. Mitchell Fossier is the other guy to watch out for. 37 points in 29 games. In his last 5 games, he has a goal in every one of them. So he's on a hot streak right now.
I didn't think they were a fantastic team when they came into Dundee that week in the Betwa. But I think on home ice they're a different kettle of fish. They've came back well this year after everything that went on. They've put a good team together, and they're probably up there in third place on merit. They've grimmed out wins, like as I say, the better, I suppose, it 2-1 or something, 3-1. And I didn't think they were probably one of the poorer Nottingham performances that I've seen in Dundee, but they still managed to win. So, but I think I'm going to be honest with you, I think they're going to win quite convincingly.
So do I. I've got my score down.
Yeah, I'm going 6-1.
I've said 5-2. So we're going for 7 goals in the game.
Yeah.
Sheffield on the way back up the road on Sunday. My 3 guys. I always call it this guy because he always plays well against us. Miko Usola, again, 18 goals this season. Mitchell Balmas, 41 points in 41 games. And Senior, I've mentioned them this time. Robert Dowd, now top goal scorer, all time for Sheffield. 10 points in his last 5 games. And in those 5 games, they did play Fife. However, he only had 1 point. He had 5 against Belfast.
Yeah, he had 2 plus 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 plus 3. Had a hand in every goal.
Yeah.
But
you've got the 3 that you've mentioned, but they've got a wealth of talent there. Eh?
Yeah.
Like you've not even mentioned Valorant, Watling, Tansy at the back, guys like they've just the goalie, Greenfield. It's just they are stacked. And they've went through a rough spell, right? They got beat for Guildford at the weekend on penalties, right? They're still getting the playoffs, but I probably think they'll have to settle for second place because I think Belfast have maybe just got that wee edge on them now. They've got that gap at the top of the league that I can't see Belfast losing. But again, for me, it's you can't what score them coming up. Yeah, it's 5-1. Yep, it's 5-1. They always score 5 against us. So unfortunately, it's a 0-point weekend for us, and I think it's going to be a tough weekend on the team. I hope they really fucking custard pie me in any of their games. I really do. But if we do lose, right, I just hope the fans didn't sort of get on their back because it is a very, very tough weekend.
I agree, but I think it'll come down. It'll be depending on the manner of the defeats.
Oh, definitely.
If we're blown away in both games, people are going to wait a fucking minute here. If it's close, hard-fought games and we lose maybe 4-3 both nights, 3-2, whatever, then absolutely people will be right. You know what?
You could get
Junior.
You could get beat 5-1, right, and still come out with a lot of credit because you could maybe pull your goalie at 3-1 down with 5 minutes to go and the score, and you pull the goalie again in the score. So even a 5-1 defeat, you're right. It's the manner and how we play that'll dictate if the fans get on their back or not. If you know what, if you get pumped by a team that's absolutely fantastic and they play some really, really good hockey, you know what, you've just got to take it. But as I say, I touched on it. I think the goalie decision is going to be big for Mark this weekend. It'll be interesting. Personally, I think Big Jarrett will start in Nottingham.
I went 4-2 Sheffield. I think it'll be an empty net goal by Robert Dowd.
And then you've also got Alberga missing, Elmer missing.
Well, you never know.
Is Pouliot going to be back? We don't know. We don't know about Elmer either, right? And then you've got Tonja's out and O'Brien's out.
They're not out.
They're going to make a miraculous recovery and come back for the playoffs, and we'll win the playoffs.
Yeah, and this will be the last time you see, possibly, depending on how we finish in the standings, it'll be the last time you see Sheffield at home this season. So, everyone, if you want to see a living with Senior and Mr. Dowd, then be there early for the warm-ups. Listen, I actually forgot to give a wee shout out actually to our good friends in Fife. Although they beat Glasgow at the weekend, they did concede a short-handed goal to Glasgow at the weekend. and they also conceded 2 short-handed goals the night before in Manchester. So it's not just us that concede short-handed goals to Manchester. Fife conceded 3 over the weekend.
Yeah. That'll be how the two teams are fucking doing where we are.
Let's wrap up the show, Senior, on this day, the 25th of February, with sponsored by Slimming World with Stella. On this day, born in 1988, as the song says, you can always take the weather with you. Born on this day, Curtis Lineweber.
Oh, yeah. He was an absolute fucking player.
Yeah. Wasn't it? We never got the best out of him when he signed for us.
Nah, but
that
he was still
at
good.
Edinburgh. Oh my God.
What a forward he was, by the way.
He did things with pucks that no player should ever do with those hands. They were absolutely phenomenal.
And he played well for us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It wasn't as if he was like red hot at Edinburgh and he came in and had an absolute bomb scare in Dundee. He played well for us.
Yeah.
Good player, Curtis Lineweber.
Very good player. On this day, 2017, we had an away league loss at the Glasgow Clan by 4-1. Kale Tanaka, our only goal scorer. 2023, we had a home league loss versus the Manchester Storm by 5-3. Goals from Cole Fraser, Ben Soke, and Chris Leidsman. And Senior, we did not concede a short-handed goal that game.
I'm still getting out of shock of somebody like a Cole Fraser scoring.
Or Cole Fraser doing anything.
Yeah. Ben Soke was a good player, I must admit. I like Ben Soke.
Good player.
Yeah. You know what? I think Soke would fit in well with this year's team.
Yeah.
And Chris Leidsman was a bit of a letdown for me. I thought he came in with quite a good reputation and quite a good CV, but
But I remember he was retired. He came out of retirement to play.
Yeah.
And there was no way he was going to fight. Like, that was what the highlights package was, and there was no way he was going to fight coming out of retirement.
Listen, Junior, if they weren't letting Cole Fraser fight, right, there was no way Chris Leidsman was fighting. I'll tell you.
Yeah. And the final game on this day happened last year, in 2024. We had a home league win versus the Glasgow Clan by 7-3. Goals by Jake Elmer, 2 by Spencer Nass, a goal by Ryan Valentini, Carter Johnson, Anthony Rinaldi, and that man, James Phelan. Absolute legend of the game. And that's on this day. That's all that happened.
Perfect.
Just a wee one there. But yeah, that's it for another week. Senior is now finished his lunch break. He is away to go back to work. Unlucky. I'm about to go and get my tea.
The bar. I'll get mine about 10 o'clock tonight or something. Back at 10. Terrible. But listen, to keep the wheels of industry going. That's the main thing.
Okay. Listen, folks, if you're not going down to Nottingham, which I don't think a lot of people will, make sure you are at DIA for a 7 o'clock face-off for the Dundee Rockets against the Edinburgh Capitals in what could be the silverware clincher for the Rockets. And then we will see you on Sunday at home for Senior and Dowdy's little reunion. Have a good week, folks.